But before we get there, I always like to ask, are you living your accredited life? See, there's really two different ways that we can live life. We can live a normal life. I mean, we could just be the person we are and kind of just go with the flow and, whatever comes to us in life, whatever, we just kind of roll with the punches, that kind of thing. Or we can define what it is that we want. We can set goals, we can have dreams, and we can work towards getting there. So there's the person that you are today. There's the life that you're living today, and then there's the accredited life. There's the life that you want to be living. There's the life that in 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, that has everything that you want it to have, and it's the life that you create it for yourself, where you have freedom, you have freedom of time, financial freedom, all that kind of stuff. You have to know, what is the life that I'm living today, and I challenge you to write down, what are you doing today, self, health, wealth, all those things. Take pen to paper and write down, what's your normal schedule look like, what's your normal eating habits look like, thinking habits, work habits, all that kind of stuff. Really start to write it down and reflect on what the life that you're living today, and then look at the accredited life. And you can call it whatever you want. For me, years ago, I've told this story before, and I won't get into it, right now too much. But what that meant to me, living the accredited life, was when I first saw, what could be done through real estate investing, raising capital, buying, commercial real estate, residential real estate, all that kind of stuff, and the life that that could create for you, and the freedom it could create, the freedom at work, with controlling what you want to do, and that kind of thing, freedom of time and energy and money and that kind of stuff. And in my mind, I called it living the accredited life. So write down on the opposite end. This is kind of like your vision, where you want to be. Write down, what do you want the self, health, and wealth to look like? What do you want your relationships to look like? What do you want to look like, mentally, with how you think and how you react to things? What do you want your health to look like? What you're eating, how you're exercising, all that kind of stuff. Write those things down, and now all you got to do is just close the gap. Now, that's not an easy thing to do. It sounds easy, like anything, right? It sounds easy, but it's kind of complex to get there, right? But now that you have, here's the life I'm living today. Here's the person I am today. Here's the life I want to be living. Here's the person I want to be. Now you can see what you're missing. You can see how, the gap between those two, and what you need to do to kind of close that gap. You're going to have to make decisions, and that starts by defining what it is that you want. Even if you're not 100% about it, have a goal in mind and work towards it.